Hi. It's awkwardly been a long time. I know it. You know it. I mean, if you've ever been here before. If not, hi. My name is Star. I call this podcast the Full Spectrum Art Party because I had ambitions. But anyway, this is a little thing I do to talk about yarn and knitting, crochet, embroidery, I don't know, whatever I'm in the mood to talk about. And also primarily just to connect to people because I deal with my life is filled with chronic illness, and sorry, I'm shaking the iPad, gross. And I'm often just kind of isolated here at home, and I want to connect to other people who share common interests with me. And if that's you, awesome, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you are new here, welcome on in. I am trying not to be too weird, but it just comes out. And anyway, let's get started because I'm trying to keep it short and sweet. Often the way I like to start these is by pulling a card from a deck of, you know, different kinds of decks. Sometimes a tarot deck, but sometimes not. In this case, it is the one I've been using lately. It's the Wild Unknown deck, and in this case it's a smaller deck, so it's like a little pocket deck called the Wild Unknown Pocket Tarot. You can get this basically anywhere, even through large online sellers and small booksellers, and just Google it, you'll find it. I like this one. It's got great art, and it's based off of just the regular tarot deck, like the Rider-Waite deck, but it's got original art, and the interpretations in the book are really nice that come with it. So I'm just shuffling it. I'm going to pull one card, and it'll set the tone for this episode, or it'll just be weird in the best way. Okay, I'm shuffling, and I'm just going to pull one. Sometimes it just is perfect, and sometimes I don't know what I'm doing. All right, what have I got? What? The Lovers. Look at that. I love the art. Isn't that just so beautiful? What I see is just two geese flying through this full spectrum of color, and it says the Lovers. So let's just do a quick look. Whatever it means to you, it's for all of us to enjoy. So you take whatever you want from that. I'm going to just tell you what the deck says, and we'll run with it. And then I'll just show you some stuff I've been working on. And I'm looking through the book now to find what it says. It's a little slow for me because I'm scrolling. Okay. It's number 6. The Lovers. Sorry. Union, desire, joy. Those are 3 words. 2 Canadian geese are mates for life, traveling partners within an expansive sky. The Lover's card is a welcome sight in any reading. I'll take that, as it suggests a beautiful and strong relationship on the horizon. Ooh. Kind of got a wave of feeling there. Yes, you'll experience all the thrills of desire and romance, but meanwhile, you'll be building a solid foundation together. The lovers honor and respect each other, and with that, they can go anywhere. If you're already in a relationship, it's time to be grateful and nourish this rare and precious gem. And if not, it's coming. That's beautiful. All right, great. So take what you will from that, and for us, I would say more in the platonic sense. Let's be lovers. Let's develop a beautiful relationship together. I'm not gonna lie, it's been lonely out here. to be honest. And so let's share, let's connect, honestly. And so let's talk about what I've been working on. Let's just jump right in. Project, in no particular order, project number one is this beautiful, speaking of full spectrums, what? Look at this. So this is, it's funny because it's like I'm in the middle of binding off. Why don't I pick up another one? What? This is an amazing project in which you create a bunch of these triangles. They are two-sided. One's a little bit more dull and the other's a little more vibrant. Well, in the case of what I'm doing, you can make them however you want. They're basically like a triangle shape. And in the end, what happens is you sew them together like so. When I'm done, I'll have a bunch of these and they will be stitched together and they will form a blanket, and it'll be kind of not exactly round, but it'll be a polyhedron, I suppose you could say. It'll read like a circle from a distance, and mine is based sort of like a rainbow. But what I've done is I've removed one color, as my favorite style of rainbow usually is to take one color out of the rainbow, which I feel elevates the rainbow and makes it just happy and joyful and less like Crayola primary, less childish. And so in this case, I've removed green, but it could be any color, whatever you feel like, whatever mood strikes your fancy. And you could start anywhere. That's my other favorite thing to do with a rainbow. You don't have to start with red or purple. So in this case, I started with yellow, and I just went through the order and went to blue. And I would have, if I kept going, then green would be next, or it could have started with green, but you see what I'm saying? I removed green. And it's cool. This pattern is also, the technique I'm doing is Tunisian crochet. When I get burnt out on knitting is always my primary craft, but sometimes I get burnt out. And also socks have been my primary. I'm sorry, this is a little shaky. Forgive me. I'm sitting on like this big long chair, chaise lounge, if you're fancy. And everything's balanced upon it. Sorry. Anyway, so I take breaks when I get burnt out, and I do other projects like crochet or embroidery, and it just gets my mojo back in all kinds of ways. And it's, Tunisian crochet just looks cool. It just looks cool. It's got, I don't know, you could see on this side, you could see like these bars, kind of, sort of looks a little like weaving in a way. It looks like its own thing. And this is not even, there's a lot of different Tunisian stitches, by the way, not just simple stitch, which I've been learning about. And this one requires a double-ended hook. It's got a hook on this end and a hook on this end. And that's because that's how the pattern's written. I don't know. Kind of lost my train of thought. I don't know how to describe it. Let me tell you about the pattern. It's not available yet. It is in testing now. I am one of the test knitters. It's called the Flipside Blanket. Let me show you. Tunisian Crochet Pattern by Haley Joanne Robinson. It's going to be released in about a month. Today is November 7th, 2022. So I think in early December 2022, this pattern's coming out. Here are some examples of what they've been working on. You could do it in any color you want. It's recommended as a scrap buster. DK weight. There's one that's in neutrals. This is a cool blanket, my friends, and it's deceptively easy. It looks complicated and difficult. It is not. And I'm having fun with it, but I gotta hit my deadline, so I'm really, yeah, working on it. The yarn I'm using is, so the other thing, the theme of this episode, I'm trying to keep it short. I'm kind of moving fast for me. The theme of this episode is returning to my roots with these yarns. I'm using a lot of budget-friendly yarns right now. These are all yarns you get at like big box stores, Michael's, Joann's, although in my case online. They're machine washable yarns, a lot of acrylics, because when I first started, I've been on a roller coaster, emotionally, physically, spiritually, I don't even know. And when I first started getting excited about knitting, I learned how to knit when I was like 9. My grandma taught me. I learned how to crochet probably around 20 or 25. I don't even remember. My mom taught me that, but my mom's a big crafter as well. She does multi-craftual, does everything, as do I. Anyway, but I got excited, and I was always on a budget in my 20s. I was broke, and I used to just go to Michael's and Joann's and places like that. And I'm going back to my roots in a way. And then, like, I got into hand-dyed yarns, and I would save up and buy, because I always felt like, well, that's the best. I want to support independent dyers, and I want to support the makers. And I fell in love with luxury fibers, and this stuff is good, and the wool, and the natural, and the sheep, and the goats and the alpacas and the, see where I'm going. And then there's a point where I just remembered the excitement I would feel when I would go to a Michael's or Joann's, and I'd see that big long aisle and all the colors, and I'm remembering that. I'm going through some stuff, y'all. And so I started like looking at my phone at night when I'm trying to go to sleep and looking at the sales and buying some yarn on sale, and I'm realizing my dollar goes a lot farther at these places. And so here I am, bought a big old box of Lion Brand Mandala, and that's what this blanket is made out of, a bunch of different colors. And when this blanket's done, I'll do a video hopefully about it, and I can go into all the different colors. But for now, I'll just show you one of the balls. I mean cakes. Lion Brand Mandala. It's one of those fonts you can't read, but it says Mandala. And they have a bunch of different lines of mandala. Mandala tweed, mandala this, mandala that. This one's Mandala Baby. Baby. And this is one of my favorite colors that they do. It's called 100 Acre. Like 100 Acre Wood from Winnie the Pooh, The Soothing World of Winnie the Pooh, which we could all use a little soothing such and such. And it's just beautiful. It's kind of a pastel rainbow, but not too pastel. It's there, and it just feels really warm. And again, see, there's no green in it, so it's working perfectly for my blanket. I have a few of these. I have some other colors. I'm cutting and working it in. Did I mention this blanket is full of knots? It's fine. It's my blanket. I'm doing it my way. You do you. You just be you. You do it your way. I decide, and I've never really done this before. I decided to just go for it. I'm putting knots in this blanket all up in there, all over the place. I'm doing what looks like a really secure knot, that thing where you tie a knot and then a knot and then you pull and then the knots. I don't know what it's called, a magic knot or something. Look it up. I don't care. It's very liberating. That's all I could say, is that I just feel so free. I'm using Lion Brand machine washable yarn. I'm tying knots. I'm a bird soaring in the sky right now. Anyway, this yarn is 150 grams, 540 meters, 5.3 ounces, 540 yards, 100% acrylic, machine washable and dryable. It's considered a DK weight number 3, and I'm here for it. It's a whole thing. So that's in progress. More later. My other in progress is Dotted Rays by Stephen West, which, if you don't know, Stephen West of West Knits is a very prolific designer of, I don't know what I'm doing, mostly shawls, but everything, including socks now, which, like 10 years ago, I was looking for socks by Stephen West, but hello, better late than never, thank you. This shawl is one of his most popular designs. I've never knit one. I've knit a ton of his shawls. Maybe one day I'll do a parade. Anyway, Dotted Rays, I get it, why it's so popular, because it's really fun to knit. It's garter stitch with some holes and short rows, and it's very soothing to knit. And this is like fingering weight, and I'm loving it. I'm being weird. I don't know how to show it. It's in the early stages, but you could start to see it taking shape. It'll look better when it's done and blocked and all that. Obviously, disclaimer. But yeah, let me talk about the yarn. Guess what? It's more, this one is a Joann yarn. Joann has an in-house brand called Big Twist. This one's Big Twist Skyline. Big Twist is, they have tons of different Big Twist yarns. Big Twist is like just a brand that an in-house brand. Skyline is this one. It's a number 1 fingering weight yarn. It's really nice. Look at that. The lighting's not great today because I live in the rainy Pacific Northwest where the rain just started one day, and it's going to be like this until July. It's dark. Sun doesn't come. I'm sorry. It is what it is. My dream, putting it out there to the universe, is that in the next few years to leave. I love it here. I've been here for years. But the time has come for the next chapter. I've developed a sensitivity to mold, and you just can't get away from that here. And I'm ready to move on. I want to live closer to my family, which is further south, and I want to see more sun, and I want to be near the beach or the desert, that kind of thing. Sorry. Back to this. Look at that. This colorway is called Riverfront. I'm actually in a suburb of Portland now. It's funny because I used to live near the river when I was in St. John's, which is another suburb of Portland, but it's got a sheen to it. This is wool free also. If you can't do wool or won't do wool for any reason, this is very soft. I was so surprised. I wanted to try it. It was on sale. I did one of those weird shopping things where I was like, put in cart, only this time I checked out. It was on sale. I don't know what it is now, but I would recommend this. It's fuzzy, and this is going to be really nice to wear. I can tell it's color change, a slow, subtle color change. It's kind of earthy tones. I love knitting with it. It's 100% acrylic. It is washable, lay flat to dry, and there's a lot here. It's 400 meters, 438 yards for 100 grams, 3.5 ounces. And I love it. It's made in Turkey. I don't know, at some point, have y'all noticed all those made in China yarns are now made in Turkey? Turkey is the yarn capital. I'm loving it. I can't go fast. I'm trying, but it's not in my nature. So that's the Dotted Rays by Stephen West. And I'm hoping to enter that. There's a knit along going on with Michael from Piece for Peace podcast and Kevin and Ray from Needles at the Ready. And so it's like a West Knits knit along. And so that's my plan, is to get that. Got a little bang, a little side bang. I need a haircut. Next, I've got, this is a cute little bag I bought from Naughty Knitting Sacks on Etsy. It's this cute fabric. It's like a very thick canvas bag that looks like a granny squares. Inside the bag is a very naughty fabric, and I don't know if it's appropriate to show it. I would like to show it. So here's what I'm going to say to you. If you're a sensitive viewer or under 18, please close your eyes for a little bit. It is human anatomy that you wouldn't see if you were wearing clothes. And it might upset some of our sensitive viewers, okay? So I'm going to count down from 3, flash it, and then put it away. 3, 2, 1, go. Boop. The end. I thought it was funny, and I went for it. This project is on hold because I'm busy, but after I'm done with this blanket, I'm going to pick this one back up. This is another blanket. I just like having blankets going. This is a kind of a corner to corner blanket. I'm about halfway done with it. So I guess it'll be a springtime blanket when it's done. It's very simple. This pattern is called the Diagonal Crochet Blanket. It was a kit, I don't know, from Premier Yarns. This was another affordable yarn purchase I made because everything was on sale and it was late at night and I don't know what happened, but I like Premier Yarns as well. And Hirschner's is another brand I recently discovered that I've been checking out. Anyway, Premier Yarns, and it was a kit. I got 2 skeins of this yarn with the kit on their website, Premier Bloom. You could pick any color you want of Premier Bloom. I chose this one, which is called Hydrangea. It's cute though, right? And knitted, it looks like this. Fun. It's 100% acrylic, 200 grams, 7 ounces, 600 meters, 656 yards. So these are big boys. Big bundles. Self-striping floral print. And it's a number 3, DK lightweight. And it's machine wash, warm, tumble dry, low heat. Easy care. You get 2 of them. And basically, it's corner to corner. So you go, and then the second skein, you're increasing, and then the second skein you're decreasing, and then it's a square. Somehow this will be a square, and it's just really, really soft. It's cozy, and I love it. And it's a very simple pattern. It's got a nice texture on both sides. But this one's a little bit in timeout because of the other 2 projects they have deadlines, so to speak, because they're knit-alongs. One's a knit-along and one's a test knit. And then, you know what? Because I'm kind of running low on time, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to try to do these more often. I want to show you about some other crazy purchase I made. And I shouldn't say crazy, but to me, I don't think of another way to describe it. And as someone with mental health issues, I'm going to just own it. But it is a wild purchase. I've never done this before, but I've heard of them, and this is the first time I've bought one. It's called a Caron anniversary cake. They do these every year, apparently. What the? It's just a thing I've been curious about. I've never owned one, and I wanted to buy it. And then they're kind of expensive for Caron, like they're just, because they're words hard. I don't know what I paid for it, but it was 30% off. So I said, yes, don't stress, bless, do it. It comes in a number of colors. Word on the street was in the old days they were better, but I thought this color was cute. I like this color. It's like a self-striping yarn. with many colors. I see like a kind of a light teal, then a pink, then like a brick color, and then a pea green. There's also a darker teal color in there. So that's 1, 2, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors? I don't know. It's called Color Me Bold. Color Me Bold, Caron. It's 35.3 ounces, 1,000 grams. Hello. But it's also a Super 6 bulky. So that's a lot of yarn. 100% acrylic, 1,061 yards, 970 meters. You could make a sweater. I don't know. This is a lot. A blanket. The color is Wildflowers, is the one I got. Apparently people on the internets are not excited about the colors this year. I love it. This thing is here's my head size, and here's the yarn size. Bigger than my head. Heavy. I mean, what? What do you want to say about this thing? I just had to try it. But it is huge, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I guess they suggest this. That's a blanket, I guess. Free pattern on label. So on the, I'm sorry this is shaking, y'all. I am so sorry. Maybe next time I could try to do better. Free pattern on label, double the stripes knit blanket. So it's a knit pattern, and I don't know if some labels have a crochet pattern on them, or if it's only knit. You need two balls, A and B, and a US 11. Free patterns online at yarnspirations.com. This one is made in China. So they're bucking the trend there. Anyway, limited time only. These are really limited. They do these once a year and they're super limited. But very recently, like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I don't know when it was, 2 weeks ago, they were 30% off on Joann.com. And along with that, I've got 2 other things. No, I'm sorry, 4 other things, because, and these all fit in one box so perfectly. I think the packer must have been like, because if it were me, I would have. I bought 4 other cakes because they were limited edition, and that's just like my language, one of my love languages. Okay, so I got spice cakes and a cloud cake. Here is the one cloud cake I bought. I'm new to the world of Caron cakes. This is just all brand new to me. It's also Color Me Bold. Now, a cloud cake, from what I can tell, is something that's very fuzzy and light. It's the kind of thing where if you were in a certain mind frame, you would go, oh, that just looks like it's all pilled and nasty. Or if you're like me, you look at it and go, oh, it's fluffy and so soft and fuzzy and awesome. Just all in how you look at it. And this color, I adore. J'adore this color. It's gorgeous. I'm trying to give you different, like, lightings. Okay, so this color's great. It's called Sun and Sea, which is right after my heart. And what I see is like 2 different blues, kind of a medium and a darker blue, a nice kind of chestnut brown, mahogany, like a jade green, a nice mustard, kind of gold color. So that's nice, and it's self-striping, and it's so crazy soft. It is a polyester. It doesn't have wool if you can't do wool. It's a number 4 medium weight, worsted weight, and it says machine washable and dryable. It's 8.5 ounces, 240 grams, 760 yards, and 695 meters. It's a limited edition yarn. So, and 3 balls will make that blanket. I'm not going to do that. It is a crochet pattern. So maybe now I have, they give away patterns. Yarnspirations, I guess, has, but anyway, that's where it says that it's limited edition, in case you didn't believe me. It retails for $12.99. I did not, which is actually completely fair for how much you get and everything, but It's less money. It's on sale at Joann's. At least it was when I bought it. Okay, moving on. And then I bought 3 spice cakes. Also were on sale on Joann.com. These are also limited edition. Thank you very much. Spice cakes are beautiful. They are 8 ounce. Ugh, let me just show you what I'm talking about. Spice cakes. I think the names are also like a selling point. Cloud cakes, spice cakes. I just want to eat them. Unique gradient cakes. So it's hard to show, and I know my lighting is pants, as they say, but it's a subtle gradation. In person, it's better. This one is a little more, I would say, gorgeous in person, but it's a little more kind of pink than what you're seeing. This looks a little orange. Anyway, it's called Dark Spark. That's kind of like my soul. What can I tell you about it? It is a number 6 bulky, so it really is a nice thick yarn. It's very soft. Again, I don't know how they're doing it. Machine washable and dryable acrylic. 8 ounces, 227 grams, 239 yards, 218 meters. Color me bold. A limited time only. It does retail for this price of $12.99, but I got it on sale, like 30% off, I want to say. And for 5 balls, you can make this ripple situation. And it's a knit pattern, and it's on the ball, inside the label, I think. Yarn Inspirations has a lot of these patterns. It's color lot 1. That's funny. Okay, this color is kind of similar. I mean, all their colors were really similar. I have 3 balls. These are 3 different colors, but they sort of go together. This one's more pink and purple. It's very pinky purpley. It's very pretty. It's got all the same specs. This colorway is called Raspberry Rainbow. I love it. I love it. And I also really love this one. It was hard to choose. That's why I ended up with 3. Indiegogo. Like indigo with go on the end. Indiegogo. And I think it's an accurate name for it. It's got blues and purples. I wish you could all just be here to enjoy. Isn't that nice? All you blue purple people out there, of which I know, and they all have the same label, pattern on the label. Yeah, super soft. It smells like a yarn store. Cardboard, I don't know. And that's what I got. The last thing I'm going to show you, my last purchase, and I did get other things, but this is just what I want to talk about, my dream, then another project I'm going to make. This is Noro, yo. I should have opened it so you don't have to hear the crinkle. I know that some people just really don't like it. I don't mind it, but that doesn't help you if you hate it. I'm very sensitive to certain, like people chewing fills me with rage. When people make loud noises chewing, oh my god. It's not my fault. It's called misophonia. It's part of sensory processing disorder. You can't have it. Okay. My friends, look at this. It's this particular Noro has a lot of different yarns made in Japan. This one's called Kiso. Kiso, my booty. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry I said that. I would like to apologize to the entire world. Okay, 100 grams, 200 meters, 70% wool, 15% alpaca, and 15% silk. Okay, so this is the other end of the spectrum. I was just talking about all those budget-friendly yarns and such. Not so much. I don't remember what this cost, but I got it on massive sale. Retail, this is very expensive. But if you go to Little Knits, littleknits.com, yarn shop in Seattle, but I just buy everything online. They have massive sales constantly. And this was like 50% off. That's when I buy things like this. Their sales are bananas. Bananas. This is color number 2. And so like you don't always get to pick. Like they had like 2 colors on sale at the time I went. They have different colors on sales at different times. This color though I really liked. And so I thought, yes. And when you buy it by the 5-pack, which sometimes they offer at an even bigger discount kind of thing, and so I just went for it. And I got a 5-pack for like the price of 1 skein, you know, that of full price 1 skein was like 5 packs. So I don't know what I'm saying, but basically it's good. This is not for everybody. And I say that because the texture of the yarn, it's definitely like, it goes thin and thick. And that's what I love about it. To me, it's like homespun yarn. It looks exactly like homespun yarn. Even though it is made in a factory, look at that, right? It's got blips and bobs. It's inconsistent. It's got like little, like right here is a little overspun area. I love it. And that's its charm. It's got charm. It's unique. And Noro is one of my favorite yarn brands, and it has been for years. The World of Nature, made in Japan. They have many different styles of yarn, and I just love them. This, despite like the alpaca and silk, it does 70% wool, and their wool it's not like merino wool. It's wool, woolly wool. And so what does that mean? It's not the softest in the world. It smells like wool, which is great if you like wool. And what it means, though, is that it's going to make this is sweater quantity. I'm going to make a sweater with it. I'm considering, I may change my mind, but my plan, I'm just going to leave this here. My plan is to make the Felix cardigan by Amy Christophers. Let me show you real quick. But I might change my mind. Let me show you real quick. I'm going to show you real quick. I'm using the GoodNotes app, which keeps all my stuff organized, but apparently I didn't download it. And so when I go to Ravelry, because Ravelry gives me migraines, and on 2 occasions it's given me a seizure, I have to use Ravit, R-A-V, like Victor, I-T, which is an app that costs me $5, but it helps me use Ravelry safely, so it was worth it. Because for whatever reason, Ravelry will not address their issues. Okay, here's the Felix cardigan. This is an app that costs money. It's $7, although Amy occasionally has sales, and I bought it when it was on sale. So if you get the newsletter or follow the Instagram, you will see that occasionally. Anyway, it's super cute, and there's a knit-along going on through the end of December, hosted by Taylor at Fiber for the People. Taylor has a really awesome YouTube channel, and the name keeps changing. Wool Needle Hands? Wool Hand Needle? Wool Needle Hands? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm the worst. Anyway, Fiber for the People. You'll find it. I can't do everything for you. I'm kidding. I'm basically disabled at this point, so I'm not like other channels where there's like a lot of editing and everything's slick and fancy, and I do apologize for that as well. I just think I'm a real person, and I'm not perfect, and I make a ton of mistakes, and I say the wrong thing, and I leave it in because that's who I am, and I want it to be like we're just hanging out. I want this experience to be intimate, and we're just hanging out. and not like a slick TV show that you're watching. You get what you see. And if I don't want to sell you on something that's just like a little dishonest, if that makes sense. I'd rather be authentic. And if you're gonna stick around and watch my show, then that means you know who I am and you're cool with it. I don't want you to one day figure out who I am and go, oh, it's better you know now. Yeah. Neurodivergent person. Okay, thanks for watching. This is already 10 minutes longer than it was meant to be, but I have not done this in a while and I'm a little out of practice. And remember the card from the beginning, lovers, not in the creepy way. Thanks for being here. I do love you in the platonic way. And stick around if you want to, and leave me a comment if you want to tell me who you are and have anything to say, because I'm here. I'll chat with you, and I'll try to do this again more often. It's just been rough. I'm not gonna lie. I've been ill, but I'll try. I'm feeling a little better today. See you next time.